are over 400 in number, dotted along the coastline, with catfish being the dominant breed. Combined with deep-sea fishing, little wonder that there are fishes at every corner in this market at Ekpe. Next time you visit Ekpe, be at liberty to walk straight to the beach area to have a feast of the rich variety of fish that Ekpe has to offer. Even when your visit is at a time when fishermen have to return in frustration from sea without any catch, do not worry. There must always be enough fish to eat at Ekpe.
Wannan labarin ma yana peji na 36.
Ita kuma babban labarin wannan jarida shine ainihin
labarin da ake gaban jarida shine ta bayyana cewa
ọkwaji kenga eziokwu
nwanne m nwoke
Ikechukwu ndukwe Igbo
mam iji wee mee ka ụbọchị na-aga n'anya ya
ọjọ́ yewutelu
nation fún ti òwúrọ̀ yìí ibẹ̀ náà ti sọ pé àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ ìpínlẹ̀ Benue pàṣẹ wípé
ní gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀ka ní ẹ̀ka ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ní ẹ̀ka ètò ìlera ní ẹ̀ka ètò ààbò.
Now, but you can see that Mr. President has matched his words with action.
Home, My Home, President Buhari's National Housing Program delivers first set affordable housing units for citizens.
We want to empower them, so we shall be providing some financial assistance, financial grants to the community so that they can rebuild their homes by themselves.
Key to the city, Malam Factory ready for relocated IDPs as Governor Zulum completes assessment of redeveloped community.
What we're concerned at this stage is securing the bail of our clients.
Tonight also, guilty or not guilty, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency arraigns DCP Abakiari and 6 others. Good evening, this is NTA Network News and we are reaching you live from Abuja. I am Kenan Ima Abodike. Michael Olaleye is in our Lagos studio. Welcome. You can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and on YouTube channel, NTA News Online, Twitter at NTA News Now. You can also visit our Facebook page, NTA Network News, and Instagram, NTA Network, for updates. The Presidential Committee on the Repatriation, Return and Resettlement of Displaced Persons in the Northeast held its inaugural meeting at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo at the meeting says the safe return of Nigerians displaced by the insurgency in the Northeast from Cameroon, Niger and Chad will be treated as an emergency assignment. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
President Muhammadu Buhari in February of this year inaugurated the Repatriation, Return and Resettlement Committee upon the return of peace to the Northeast, and the President wants the internally displaced persons supported to settle down to a normal life. The President, during the inauguration, had told the people of the Northeast region to expect a change from the long years of attacks from insurgents to peace and development in their respective areas. Members of the committee at this meeting are putting heads together to, among others, develop plan for the repatriation, return, and resettlement of the internally displaced persons within and outside the country, and also to chart pathway for the restoration of peace and development in the Northeast. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo urged members to carry out the assignment with every sense of urgency, noting that the president wanted a committee with wide representation in order to be inclusive and to be able to deliver, taking into account all the issues. The vice president noted that while the committee will work with existing frameworks in the management of the issues, ongoing efforts to facilitate the return of displaced persons to their communities must continue unhindered. Vice President Osinbajo then assured that governments at both federal and state levels will work in conjunction with other stakeholders to ensure a hitch-free repatriation exercise and directed the Secretariat to commence work on constituting 3 technical working groups on the work plan. Few weeks ago, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo and Governor Babagana Zulum visited some of the internally displaced persons in Maiduguri, reassuring them of quick action by government to settle them back to their original communities.
We need to do the best we can to make sure that you are able to return to your home.
The duo also visited and promised fair treatment to the over 30,000 Boko Haram and ISWAP insurgents that have surrendered and renounced their membership of the terror groups.
The desire of the federal government is to make sure that we settle you well.
The committee will meet later to assess progress. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NT News.
Meanwhile, ahead of resettlement of more displaced communities in northern Borno, Governor Babagana Umar Zulum has undertaken humanitarian assessment of Malam Fatori town, headquarters of Abadam local government area on the fringes of the Lake Chad. The governor was accompanied on the visit by government officials and other stakeholders of the northern Borno Senatorial District. Mohammed Goni reports.
This is the 4th visit of Governor Babagana Umara to Malampatori in 2 years to finally reassess the resettlement works. He had assigned a committee headed by Commissioner for Agriculture Engineer Bukar Talba to do, where he inspected 1,000 temporary shelters put in place before permanent houses are fully reconstructed for the returnees. He directed the State's Commissioner for Reconstruction, Rehabilitation and Resettlement to immediately rebuild 5 blocks of classrooms at Central Primary School within the next 10 days and rehabilitate healthcare center as well as Friday mosques around all cattle market in the town. Governor Zulum, who expressed satisfaction with the resettlement committee's work, which paves way for the return of IDPs and refugees who have been staying in Boso and Dipa border towns in Nigeria Republic since 2014.
We want to empower them, so we shall be providing some financial assistance, financial grants to the community so that they can rebuild their homes by themselves. So immediately after they have completed the rebuilding of their own homes, then these temporary shelters will be destroyed.
He explained that each of the returnees will be supported with 100,000 naira as part of participatory rebuilding approach. While in Malampatori, Governor Zulum approved 20 Buffalo patrol vehicles to support the Nigerian military and volunteers made up of youth in the civilian JTF hunters and vigilante. He announced the approval during a meeting with the military commander of 68 Battalion in charge of Malampatori that the operational vehicles will be given to them during the returning process of the refugees, with a directive that 10 of the vehicles will go to the battalion while the remaining 10 be given to the civilian JTF hunters and vigilante. Governor Zulum also directed the resettlement committee to work with the battalion to identify more of their needs and make recommendations towards addressing them. In Maiduguri, Mohammed Goni, NTA News.
Let's talk about housing. In 2016, just a year after President Muhammadu Buhari took oath of office, he conceptualized and executed the idea of providing mass and affordable housing to Nigerians. This promise is delivered with Lafia, the Nasarawa state capital, being the first set to be put up for uptake by interested Nigerians. Abdullahi Mohammed reports.
The countdown to matching words with action in providing roofs over the heads of Nigerians was in Lafia, Nasarawa state capital, a booming city and a booming population with a growing need for decent housing. This is what the federal government envisaged when it incubates the idea of the National Housing Program in 2016. The phase of block laying and nailing the roofs are long gone. The goose has delivered the golden eggs. And saddled with the responsibility of handing over this classy but affordable housing to Nigerians on behalf of Mr. President was an able representative from the Minister of State, Science, Technology and Innovation.
So when we chose this site and provided this site to the federal government, we thought it was not possible. Now, but you can see that Mr. President has matched his words with action. He has delivered through his major vehicle, which is the Ministry for Works and Housing.
34 states across the country have the houses awaiting formal door opening for occupants. And for Nigerians interested in a roof over their heads in Lafia, the doors are now opened.
We set standards. We don't compromise standards. It can't compare us with developers outside.
More than 6,000 housing units are expected to be built across 35 states in Nigeria, and so far more than half have been completed. But most importantly here is that Presidential Order 3 and 5 has made it possible for every material contractors used to develop this housing being sourced from within. In Lafia, the Nasarawa state capital, Abdullahi Mohammed, NTN.
In education, solution to the current and indeed incessant industrial action by university unions in the country appears to be in sight. This followed the inauguration of Federal Government ASU 2009 Renegotiation Committee by Education Minister Adamu Musa Suleja reports.
A major contention between the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU and the federal government is the non-implementation of the 2009 agreement, which was signed by both parties. The federal government had in the past set up a committee to look into the agreement, but the committee could not complete its assignment. In a bid to provide solutions to the incessant strike by the university unions, the federal government has reconstructed the team of pro-chancellors, headed by President of the Committee of Pro-Chancellors. The committee has 3 months to devise ways of bringing a stable academic calendar in public tertiary institutions.
The renegotiation of the 2009 agreements between the federal government and university-based unions, which are 4, ASU, SANU, NAT, and NASU, commenced on Monday, February 13, 2017. However, due to a number of unforeseen circumstances, especially the COVID-19 pandemic, the exercise has had to stop and it has dragged on till now. It is my hope that what we'll bring here in 3 months will put an end to all strikes in the university sector.
In another development, the ministry is complementing the cause of Commonwealth in pursuit of equal status, working for a better future. This was at the ministry's media briefing as part of activities to mark the day.
The commemoration is based on the theme, delivering a common future, connecting, innovating, and transforming. And this inspiring slogan will guide the events to mark the day.
The event is scheduled to hold on the 14th of March. Musa Suleja, NTA News.
Now, First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Buhari, has reaffirmed her determination to continue to partner with relevant stakeholders towards promoting the lots of women, youths and children. The First Lady stated this in a message during the visit of the officials of an international non-governmental organization of French origin, Médecins Sans Frontières, known as Doctors Without Borders. State House correspondent Aliyu Kabir reports.
Médecins Sans Frontières, or Doctors Without Borders, is a French international humanitarian medical non-governmental organization whose mission in this regard, according to their country representative in Nigeria, Dr. Simba Trima, is to intimate the First Lady of their programs and activities in Nigeria, especially the provision of healthcare services to victims of insurgency and other humanitarian crises in the affected areas such as Borno, Yobe, Kano, and Zamfara states, among others. Médecins Sans Frontières is also seeking for partnership with the Aisha Buhari Foundation and Future Assured program.
In many of these places where we work, we have pediatric hospitals, we do a lot of nutrition work, we do interventions where we aim to reduce maternal death that's associated with childbirth and things like this. And so if you look at our programs, again, it's in Zamfara, we started with lead poisoning.
The First Lady, in a message, has commended the French international non-governmental organization for their humanitarian activities across Nigeria, especially in the areas affected by conflict and epidemic diseases, particularly in the northeast, northwest, and north central states. The First Lady is also committed to engage in partnership with the organization to better the lives of Nigerian women, youth, and children at the focus of the Aisha Buhari Foundation and Future Assured program.
She has been working closely with many, agencies so as to meet, her goal. And this, your coming here to this particular office is a welcome development, because this is something that she has cherished, and we love to see, a kind of relationship existing between her and MSF.
We are at a point when the Aisha Buhari Foundation and the Future Assured are actually consolidating the various partnerships, and collaborative activities with so many non-governmental and international non-governmental organizations, so far.
While looking forward for a more smooth working relationship, the First Lady also assured them of her full support towards achieving their set targets while discharging their duties in Nigeria. From the State House, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
And as part of activities marking the 65th birthday anniversary of the Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, his wife, Dolapo Osinbajo, was at the Northeast Children's Trust Learning Center in Maiduguri, where she interacted with pupils and students, encouraging them to be better persons in the future. Yagum Subukar reports.
Northeast Children's Trust Learning Center Maiduguri was established by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo as his PACT project, where over 500 orphans affected by insurgency selected from 18 IDP camps and host communities from Borno and Yobe states are given conventional education, vocational training, robotics and computer innovation, and also serves as a home to the orphans. The visit by Dolapo Osinbajo to the center is the first of its kind since its establishment. On arrival, wife of the Vice President Dolapo Osinbajo was taking round units of the center before her interaction with the students. Dolapo Osinbajo, while extending message of love from her husband to the students, said she decided to celebrate his 65th birthday in Maiduguri with the orphans.
My heart is overwhelmed to be with you today. You are in our thoughts and our prayers, and you are so precious to His Excellency and I and our family.
Wife of Borno State Governor Dr. Falmata Babagana Umaru Zulum commended the Vice President for replacing the negative impact of insurgency with education in the state. Vice Chairman Board of Trustees Education Trust Fund Borno State, Professor Hawa Abdubiu, and Dr. Mariam Masha, as well as member representing Kalabolge, Ngala, and Bama Federal Constituency, Dr. Zainab Gimba, lauded the Vice President's initiative for changing the lives of these orphans. A special song dedicated to these peoples by wife of the Vice President was sung.
Each day please promise to do your best. Your future brighter, God's grace will help you. You are my Nigeria.
She was presented with gifts by the students, staff, and Board of Trustees. In Maiduguri, Yagum Subukar, NTA News.
Let's pause for some messages. The news returns shortly. Do stay with us.
You won't go shake your body. Instead, they make it calm down. Eat the farm, say it's happy. You want to grow 6 packs in a day. I beg you not to pass your power. You want to show yourself, oh.
Whatever your size, find it with the new Airtel data plans. Dial *141# now to get the plan that suits you. Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Zenith Better Life promo is back, and it's bigger and better. You could be one of 20 lucky customers to win 150,000 naira every 2 weeks from now till January 31st, 2023. To qualify, simply open a Zenith Bank account and maintain a minimum balance of 5,000 naira. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com/betterlife. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
The National Open University of Nigeria gives its students access to world-class education in undergraduate and postgraduate programs. Our courses are open to all eligible candidates, including secondary school leavers, private and public sector workers.
All programs are accredited by NUC and relevant professional bodies.
We make education easy, accessible, affordable and reliable with our high-class facilities to aid your studies. We are spread across the 36 states of Nigeria and the Federal Capital Territory, so you can study with us anywhere and at your pace. We have a high entrepreneurial and employability skills with our degrees, and it is recognized in any university across the world. At National Open University of Nigeria, we will support you every step of the way with one goal in mind: success. Take a step today, earn your degree with us. For further information, log on to www.nou.edu.ng. Now, university education without barriers.
What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Millions of Nigerians have received COVID-19 vaccine. I have taken my own. What about you? We have taken our own. What about you? I am strong and healthy. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? We are strong and healthy. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Go get, go get, go get, go and get your job. The hospitals, churches, and the mosques. Go and get your job. Health centers, hurry up now. Don't be late. Go and get your job. Bye bye, Corona. Bye bye, Corona. Get your job. This message is brought to you by the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, NPHCDA.
Staying healthy is about how you live, when and what you eat, and the things you do with your body. I ensure my family live healthy, eat healthy, and engage in healthy activities. There's this fantastic product that also helps me and my family stay healthy and purified. Yo-Yo Bitters. For over 2 decades, Yo-Yo Bitters has provided families with the right blend of herbal ingredients that ensures wholesome and toxin-free body system. Yo-Yo Bitters is an all-round family health product that helps your body system cope with the rigors of everyday life. It is not enough to just live. A healthy and active life is something every family should strive for and work towards. Yo-Yo Bitters is that companion that will support you in achieving a healthy and balanced life. Yo-Yo Bitters. Live healthy, feel lively, and stay purified.
With the Airtel Family Plan, get bonus talk time, SMS and data for each family member you share with. Dial *141# now. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Thank you for staying with us. You can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and on YouTube channel, NTA News Online, Twitter at NTA News Now. You can also visit our Facebook page, NTA Network News, and Instagram, NTA Network for updates. Let's now tell you that a suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police, Abba Kyari, has been arraigned before a federal high court sitting in Abuja, along with 6 others by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Abba Kyari and 6 others are standing trial on an 8-count charge which borders on alleged drug trafficking, tampering with evidence and other offences. Abba Kyari and 4 other police officers pleaded not guilty to all the counts, while the 2 alleged drug traffickers pleaded guilty to the counts. The trial is currently ongoing before Justice Emeka Nwite. The report.
Abba Kyari and 6 others are standing trial on 8-count charge which border on alleged drug trafficking, tampering with evidence and other offences. Abba Kyari and other police officers who are part of the Inspector General of Police Intelligence Response Team pleaded not guilty to the counts, while the 2 alleged drug traffickers pleaded guilty to the charge preferred against them. After taking their plea, counsel to NDLEA Joseph Sunday prayed the court to fix a trial date for the 5 defendants who pleaded not guilty, while Kanu Agabi, who led the defense team, informed the court that bail application has been filed. The prosecution counsel declined to speak, but one of the defense counsel speaks.
Well, I wouldn't like to go into the issues that affect the life of the case at this stage. What we're concerned at this stage is securing the bail of our clients. And they pleading guilty or not guilty, that is left for them and their defense counsel.
After hearing both parties, Justice Emeka Nwite adjourned the case to 14th of this month for hearing of the bail application.
In politics, ahead of 2023 general elections, the All Progressives Congress has administered the oath of office to the new state chairman of the party. Abdurrahman Jibrila reports that the event took place at the Buhari House, National Secretariat, Abuja.
I defend the Constitution, of the All Progressive Congress. These are the 36 state chairmen of the APC out of 37, Sokoto State excluded, taking out of office to enable them hit the ground running as the 2023 general elections continues to take shape, with INEC releasing timetable of activities.
At this point, I would like to draw your attention that the work has just begun. And I hope that by the time you get back to your respective states, you will unite the party in your various states. So please remember those that stood for you and be a leader in your various states. Whatever actions you take, put at the back of your mind the principle of fairness, equity, and justice. So on behalf of President Muhammadu Buhari and members of the Caretaker Committee, I would like to congratulate you.
The acting chairman, APC Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, said a committee has been set up to address all contending issues in the Sokoto State APC crisis. Abdurrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
Still on politics, ahead of 8th March to the 6th National Convention, the All Progressives Congress Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention and Planning Committee has received the party's zoning committee's report. Abdurrahman Jibrila again reports.
The zoning committee of the party, which was constituted on the 2nd March 2022 with Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak as chairman, had less than 5 days to work on this report with the understanding of the timelines, with all activities to climax on the National Convention ground on the 26th of this month. The presentation of the committee's report to the acting chairman of the Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee and Niger State Governor Abubakar Sani Bello signals another box ticked in the process.
This zoning system reflects the principle of fairness and equity. And once it is being implemented, that will give us, it will send a very strong message that our party is that of fairness, equity, and justice.
Stakeholders say party leaders and members are keenly monitoring the processes to ensure a hitch-free national convention. Abdurrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
Kano State is soon emerging as a global trading hub with the establishment of the Dala Inland Dry Port. As part of activities for the inauguration of the dry port this month, the logo was unveiled in Abuja. Oyenaya Kalwaka reports.
Unveiling of the Kano Dry Port logo by the State Governor Omar Ganduje alongside the Emir of Kano, Aminu Adobayoro, and other dignitaries. The inland dry port is believed to have the potential to reduce the cost of doing business in the state and attract investment beyond the country.
This project too was conceived over 20 years ago, but didn't go beyond paperwork. So when we came in, we decided to give it a political will. We are spending more than 2.7 billion naira for access road, for fencing of the whole site, for providing water and electricity, and also security around the area.
Which would lead to the economic prosperity of not only the people of Kano, but to the northern part of the country and even beyond.
Besides investment, the dry port will help in reducing the cost of transporting cargo to the hinterland and improve efficiency in the import and export business.
To deliver not only a port, but a port that is efficient, digital and modern.
With the unveiling of the Dala Dry Port Initiative, Kano is set to further cement its credentials as a center of commerce in Nigeria and West Africa even more.
A new Kano in terms of commerce, in terms of investment, in terms of general development of the state.
Boost inland trading, revitalize exports of agricultural products, and thus leading to multi-product economy.
The event also witnessed the Kano Economic and Diaspora Investment Summit, aimed at showcasing the investment opportunities in the state. The Kano Inland Dry Port is expected to be inaugurated by the end of this month. Oyinaya Kalu Oka, NTA News.
The Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas (NLNG) has inaugurated the Bonny Consulate building to keep alive the memories of its ancient history. Rivers State Deputy Governor Dr. Ipalebo Harry Banigo, who performed the ceremony, also flagged off the Bonny Island insecticide-treated net distribution. Jenny Bassi reports.
Bonny Consulate building, as the name suggests, is quite significant in the history of the kingdom. Bonny Island back in the 1800s was a favorite base for the British colonial administrator who constructed a consulate building as an administrative hub. Today, the replication of the consulate building by NLNG, according to the Deputy Governor, is emphasizing the importance of institutionalizing the collective memory of the people.
We want to say that this quickly keys into the vision that we have of making Ogun an investment and tourism destination. And I believe that it's on a wider range, fits very well into the master plan that we have all envisaged.
Let me confidently reiterate here that Nigeria LNG's interest in the advancement of Bonny Kingdom is the outcome of the conviviality that defines the soul of this kingdom.
It is indeed obvious that the NLNG and its partners are resolute and committed in achieving the vision of scaling economies and helping to
I wish you all the best of the opportunities available in the community. And I urge other corporate citizens of Bonny local government area to borrow a leaf from NLNG.
The Deputy Governor used the occasion to flag off Bonny Island insecticide-treated net distribution. From Bonny Island in Rivers State, Jenny Bassi, NTA News.
A coalition of women working under the Partnership for Advocacy in Child and Family Health at scale has advocated the need for government at all levels to strengthen access to health, gender equality and economic inclusion as part of deliberate efforts to improve the living condition of women in Nigeria. The coalition made a plea at a press conference to commemorate the International Women's Day celebration in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. Aisha Abubakar Yaya has the details.
Reveal that the national average of women political participation in Nigeria remains at 6.7% in elective and appointive positions, which is far below the global average. This is why the Coalition of Women in Partnership for Advocacy in Child and Family Health at Scale, a project funded by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and anchored by the Development Research and Project Center is aimed at advocating for not only women inclusion in policies, but to also ensure women get the support needed to go places globally. The press conference to mark this year's International Women's Day is therefore to deliberate on how women can be well represented in decision-making process in the country. With the theme for this year's celebration, which is Breaking the Bias Gender Equality for a Successful Tomorrow, PACFA at scale is optimistic that women will be able to achieve their goals if they get the support needed.
Gender inequality in the health sector can only become a reality if our brothers and fathers who are in the majority as Nigerian policy makers think about and remember each and every woman who made of the Nigerian extremely high maternal death rate.
The PACFA at scale has on various occasions made press conferences, especially with regards to the budget, the family planning budget line, and other issues relating to women.
And women are largely disadvantaged. We want to have a sustainable programs for women. Ensure that we empower the girl child, we educate the girl child to have a better tomorrow for the country.
For coalition of women in the Partnership for Advocacy in Child and Family Health at scale, Engender Equal World, a world free of bias and discrimination, as well as a world that recognizes women equally as men, will definitely make the world a better place. Aisha Abubakar Yahaya, NTA News.
The urban renewal program of Rivers State government towards returning the state to its former status as the garden city of the nation is steadily on course. The latest move in that direction is the inauguration of Orobum Crescent in the new government residential area. Ogedinyeko reports that the governor of Abia State, Okazie Bazu, was the special guest at the project's inauguration.
The renewal program of the Rivers State government was conceived to offer several positive outcomes to the state and its people, including the improvement of living conditions. Through the program, many roads have been rehabilitated and constructed anew, which is the case of the Orobum Crescent, situated at the new government residential area.
But we're happy that today people appreciate how Port Harcourt, how we have brought back Port Harcourt to be what it used to be. I'm sure those of you who know GRA very well and know this Orobum Crescent, you will appreciate why people are happy.
To the governor of Abia State, Okeze Ikpeazu, Governor Wike's style of leadership is recommendable to leaders whose focus is good governance.
And I recommend Wike's style of leadership, commitment, dedication, and love for his people to all of us who are serving today, irrespective of the station of service.
The Orobum Crescent has been expanded from 7.3 meter wide to 10.4 meter wide, completed with a new 1.2 diameter of drains and streetlights, as well as sidewalks. In Port Harcourt, Ogedinyeko, NTA News.
Let's go to the legislature, where the chairman, Senate Committee on Information and National Orientation, Senator Danladi Sankara, has urged state assemblies to do due diligence in considering the constitution alteration bills passed by the National Assembly. A statement by Senator Sankara noted that some of the bills passed, such as financial and administrative autonomy of local government, state assemblies and judiciary, and devolution of powers on some items, are apt and should not be politicized, as he advised Nigerians to speak to their representatives in their state assemblies on what they want as the end product of the amendment, urging the legislative arm of government to do their work with utmost patriotism. He, however, implored the media to give adequate publicity to the state assemblies during the consideration of these bills, just as it gave to the National Assembly. It's time now to join Michael in Lagos for the continuation of Network News. Hello, Michael. It's good to see you tonight.
It's good to see you, Kene. A 47-year-old man, Andrew Nice, has been paraded by the Lagos State Police Command as the BRT driver who was suspected to have killed his female passenger, Bamishe Anyawole. This follows his arrest in Oshosa, Ogun State, early on Monday by operatives of the Department of State Security, DSS. Lagos State Police Commissioner Abiodun Alabi, who paraded the suspect before journalists, said investigation into the motive for the dastardly act is ongoing.
I want to assure the public and indeed the bereaved family of the victim that justice will be served in this case. May we also use this medium to send a note of warning to criminals in the state that there will not be any room for them. There will not be anywhere crime will be committed and will go undetected. That no crime will go undetected and that criminals will not go unpunished.
Arrested alongside a man who was said to be harboring him. Andrew Nice allegedly kidnapped Bamishe, a 22-year-old fashion designer, on February 26 this year, after the victim boarded the BRT bus from Abuja en route Oshodi in Lagos. Her body was found early on Monday, lying on the Cattle Bridge in the Lagos Island area of Lagos State. Now to other matters. The quest for energy transition across the world has intensified, and as this trend progresses, experts in the oil and gas sector said hydrocarbon resources in Africa have become endangered. Towards mitigating these, the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board has put together an African Local Content Investment Forum. Kehinde Adebisi has details.
With the emerging climate change challenges across the globe, one of the many resolutions at the COP26 conference was a call for a phase down of coal power and a phase out of inefficient fossil fuel subsidy. However, the African continent still largely depends on hydrocarbon resources. These stakeholders are here to deliberate on required investment to domesticate and grow local manufacturing capacities to evolve African economies.
We cannot just wake up and abandon oil and gas. We have to use something to transit, and that's why Nigeria has that strategy. Africa has that strategy of using oil and gas as the transition. Oil, of course, gas, of course, is the identified fairly cleaner energy that can be used to reach a much cleaner energy.
Is to work towards elaborating frameworks to permit some sustainable approach where we optimize what exists in hydrocarbon, but at the same time keep in mind where the world is going in order to attend to climate change challenges.
Looking inwards towards sustainable funding of the African oil and gas sector, key players stress the need for the continent to broaden its scope on developing its hydrocarbon resources, as many international operating companies are shying away from investing in such projects to avoid backlash from green energy activists.
It is therefore critical that we explore the necessary steps required to address this funding and investment challenge so that our hydrocarbon resources is not abandoned below the surface.
The world is not ready to fund oil and gas. And our position is that Africa is in a position to raise the funds for this industry if we have the political will.
The maiden edition of the African Local Content Investment Forum attracted participants from 18 African countries. In Lagos, Kehinde Adebisi, NTA News.
Don't forget that you can follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on YouTube at NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page at NTA Network News, Twitter handle at NTA News Now, and on Instagram at NTA Network for updates. Time now for some messages, and when we return, the news continues with Kene in Abuja. Please stay.
Oh boy.
You know, I know you're making up the truth. Why can't I go before I lose?
lose my cool. I love you even faster, difficult.
Trust the Center Fresh Liquid Field Gum to refresh your confidence instantly. Center Fresh Liquid Field Gum. Trust the freshness.
You don't carry our Pikin go hospital.
I don't see why we carry Pikin go hospital because of ordinary fever now.
Ordinary fever. Pikin wey im body dey hot like that.
Now cloth now soak inside water, take rub her body. She don't dey play even as I come out.
If na malaria na im dey worry that pikin, by now you no know say the thing for don worse pass.
Yay! Ah, no be my generator dey be that one. Abeg make I quick call mechanic.
Carry cloth and water.
Yes. For generator?
You use cloth and water clean our pikin body. Go use that same pattern for the generator. Make we see as e go work.
Sense, mama. I receive sense. So, see, I go do am correct now. Make you carry this phone and help me call the engineer. Make I carry her pikin sharp the hospital.
Receive sense, do am correct.
If fever catch you and you no go treat am sharp, if it's serious pass as e dey o, especially for pikin dem whenever reach 5 years.
Do test. If na malaria, finish your medicine. If no be malaria, your health worker go tell you wetin to do.
Na Federal Ministry of Health and American people dem bring on this message.
Introducing an all-time mega offer. Get over 50% discount in the Airtel Home Broadband mega offer. Buy a router for just 10,000 naira and get up to 240 gigabyte or a MiFi for 5,000 naira and get up to 125 gigabyte bonus data. More data, more you. Reliable home broadband buy.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Oga, are you also here for a First Bank Verve debit card?
Almost everybody here is. Everybody is running to win in the First Bank Verve Card Transact and Win promo 2 now.
To win a brand new car and weekly prizes, transact with your Verve debit card between 2 to 4 times weekly and a minimum of 8 times monthly on POS, web, or ATM channels in February and March.
The First Bank Verve Transact and Win promo runs from February 2nd to March 30th, 2022. Visit www.firstbanknigeria.com for more information. Terms and conditions apply.
I suppose human life has more definition to it with the moments they share, the memories they keep, the striving that's got no limit, the rhythm they feel, and the occurrence they are never prepared for. Ouch. Life happens, but Samsung Care Plus has got you covered. To enjoy screen repairs for as low as 9,000 naira. Kindly visit www.samsung.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Beat sensitivity pain fast with Sensodyne Rapid Action Toothpaste. Sensodyne Rapid Action Toothpaste. Available in a big 100-gram tube and a small 25-gram tube.
You're watching 98 Network News. The Nigeria Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative says oil and gas companies owe the federal government, or rather the Federation, $3.17 billion as revenues just as the country lost $44.73 million to oil theft. This is contained in the 2020 Oil and Gas Industry Audit Report released by NATI in Abuja. Benny Adams has the details.
In an era where there is scarcity of resources for government spending, NATI is providing information and direction as to where and how government can generate more revenue.
The unprecedented reporting on the extractive sector has produced groundbreaking and timely disclosures on revenue generation and management in the sector.
It's not just enough to track revenue payments and revenue receipts. We need to ask questions. Who and who collected the money? What did they use it for?
The report disclosed that $14.65 billion, representing 71.17% of total earnings in 2020, was remitted to the Federation account, while total financial flows from oil and gas sector to government in 10 years was $394.029 billion. The report also revealed that government can increase spending on infrastructure development if fuel subsidy is removed and crude oil theft checked. This is in addition to recovery of $3.17 billion owed the federal government by 51 companies through taxes, royalties, and concession rentals. NAITI has produced 13 cycles of oil and gas industry reports, 11 cycles of solid minerals, 3 cycles of fiscal allocation and statutory disbursement audit reports. The unveiling of the solid minerals report, NAITI says, will be done soon. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
Benny Adams is here with business news.
Thank you, Kenny, and welcome to Business. We start by telling you that oil prices continued to surge in Monday trade as the market reacted to supply disruptions stemming from Russia's ongoing invasion of Ukraine and the possibility of a ban on Russian oil and natural gas. West Texas Intermediate crude futures, the U.S. oil benchmark, spiked nearly 9% higher to $126.05 per barrel before retreating. The international benchmark Brent crude soared 9.9% higher to $129.75. Brent hit a high of $139.13 at one point overnight, its highest since July 2008. Analysts say oil is rising on the prospect for a full embargo on Russian oil and products, and that already high gasoline prices are going to keep going up in a jeering fashion. And to the capital markets, investors lost 3.23 billion naira as all share index dipped marginally by 0.01% to open the week negative as the Russian-Ukraine war rages. The market closed at 47,262.61 basis points, with market capitalization dropping to 25.471 trillion naira. 291.88 million shares were traded in 4,792 deals, valued at 2.855 trillion naira. Market breadth closed positive as corners led 19 gainers as against 16 losers, topped by Nigerians at the end of today's session. Jais Bank, Access, and UBA were the most active to boost market turnover. Guarantee and MTN Nigeria topped the market value list. That is business news, but don't go away. Network news continues after this break.
Nigeria's wheat production and the journey so far under the current agricultural revolution is our focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. Nigeria's wheat production and the global market under cross-examination. Tuesday Live, every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. It promises to be incisive and educative.
Judges of Nigerian Idol Season 7 are ready. The stage is set, and now it's time for you to impress.
Nigerian Idol Season 7, showing every Sunday on Africa Magic Urban and Family. Proudly sponsored by Biggie Drinks, Nigeria's favorite, and Binance. Exchange the world.
To every politician, as the campaigns gain momentum and passions begin to rise, remember, the errors of your opponents do not make you a success. Do not run down your opponent and inflame passions to violence between and among your supporters. What counts is what you plan to do for the electorate and how you intend to relieve the sufferings and bring succor. Nigeria is in dire need of patriotic leaders at all levels, leaders who will make national development their priority. Concentrate on telling the electorate what you intend to do when you get into office. Focus on making your vision clear to the electorate. Don't engage in verbal abuses, fake news or speeches. Keep dealing with issues that will bring progress. You win the hearts and minds of the people by being above board, by being civil, patriotic, and showing empathy. Let's join hands to make the 2023 elections peaceful. A message from the National Orientation Agency.
And talking sports, Nigeria's Cameroonsman takes up another fight with Colby Covington. Details of these and more with Bade Adelia.
Effective grassroots football development program has been identified as vital in transforming the game of football in Nigeria. This was the consensus at a 5-day workshop organized for grassroots football coaches by the Nationwide League One and the Nigeria Coaches Association.
We know that without being properly oriented, the players at that grassroots level must get the wrong orientation. And by the time they get the wrong orientation at the grassroots level, we at the top clubs or at the national level, we now inherit bad products.
The UEFA Champions League returns on Tuesday with 2 second-leg matches to be played in the round of 16. Having held Bayern Munich to a 1-0 draw back in Austria, visiting Red Bull Salzburg will be targeting an upset against the German champions when they clash at the Allianz Arena. Liverpool will be hoping to get the job done when they host Italian champions Inter Milan at Anfield. The Reds won the first leg 2-0 at San Siro. And finally, reigning UFC welterweight champion Nigeria's Kamaru Usman says he won't rule out a trilogy fight against Colby Covington following the latter's lopsided unanimous decision victory over Jorge Masvidal last weekend. Usman is 2-0 against both Covington and Masvidal, with the Nigerian Nightmare most recently defeating Covington via unanimous decision at UFC 268. With Sports Update, Bade Adeleye, NT News.
Family of veteran sports broadcaster Adeshola Fabio Olanibekun praying for God's comforting arms over all loved ones. President Buhari also condoles with members of staff of the Nigerian Television Authority, where Olanibekun worked for many years, Sports Writers Association of Nigeria SWAN, Nigeria Union of Journalists, and the Nigeria Guild of Editors over the loss of the veteran. The president knows that the renowned broadcaster brought a lot of grace, style, and diligence to his work, setting a good example for many and encouraging the growth of sports in Nigeria. He prays that the Almighty God will grant eternal rest to the soul of the departed. Do stand by NTA as we continue the fight against rape and rapists in our society. Thanks for watching the NTA Network News tonight. I am Kenel Ima Abodike. Good night.